Going on a bender for me was sex, drugs, and alcohol all day long. Nothing else mattered. That was the only thing that mattered. And I remember the first time that I ducked out of work just to get high, just to have sex, just to disappear. And I won't forget this. I remember I was working at the RV Man. I was a general manager there. And I was already hooking up with the receptionist over at another RV dealership, and she was off that day. I was like, dude, I'm gonna get a hotel room. I'll get a bunch of blow, a bunch of alcohol. Let's just hook up all day long. And she was like, all right, I'm down. And it started from there. If you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. And that's what a bender is for a lot of us. It's like we feel that we deserve it. We feel like we earned it, and we're going to get high and use if we are with others, with people that are going to use and get high just like us. We don't get high with our partners if we're married. We get high with people that are going to use just like we do, because that's all we want to do is we have succumbed to our drug of choice. And I will never forget that I ended up lying at work, telling them that I had a biopsy that I had to go to, and telling them that I would be back, even though in reality I knew I wasn't going to come back. And so I ended up leaving work at like right around 10 o'clock. Didn't tell my wife that I was doing any of this. She thought I was at work. I ended up turning off my location services, and I drive over to where the receptionist lived in Whittier, and I got a hotel room at this nice hotel. And the one thing I forgot is, because I did smoke a ton of cigarettes, is I ended up having like a room like on the fourth floor, and they had no balconies or areas to smoke, so I had to go out front every time. And so I ended up getting a fifth of tequila. I ended up a fifth of vodka. I had like a 2 liter of Coke, bunch of sex toys, and I had an 8 ball of Coke with me. And so get there, and I remember I get there before she did, and I just set up everything, lay it all out. I start taking a couple shots, and I end up popping like 2 Viagra. And they were like the 100 milligram Mexican Viagra's, because let's face it, when you mix alcohol, cocaine, and Viagra together, I mean, you black out, you have no control. But alcohol and cocaine itself, that's not going to work, and I need that to work, because sex with me on a bender was very key, because it helped almost like with the come down a little bit to keep getting myself high. It replaced that emptiness in between lines per se. And I remember she had shown up, and we were texting and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, here I am, all shaved, and you're doing the normal flirting shit on the way there." And I remember I get there, she comes up, and like we just start talking, and she does a couple shots and does a couple lines, and next thing you know, man, we are naked and we're just going at it. And we ended up doing this for like 4 or 5 hours straight. I ended up having her do lines off of my junk. We were just doing line after line, playing with toys to the point like we were so sore. Like my junk was so sore, but we just kept going at it. Showers, got her to squirt for the first time, and just like obsessed with sex. Sex was a drug to me. Sex was like a complementing drug to alcohol and cocaine. And I remember lying to the guys at work, like, "Hey, I'm not going to make it back," and literally succumbing to my addictions. And I had so much fun this bender. And essentially, it was this day bender. It wasn't like 2 day disappearing bender, that it justified now that I could do them, and I could do longer ones, because I had fun and I want to do this and I deserve it. And man, I'm giving everybody everything I got, and people don't understand how hard my life is and all this. And that's the sad part and sick part and demented part of addiction in our brain, is that we literally justify everything that we do. We're the victim. We didn't do anything wrong. We're doing exactly what we deserve to do. And it only led to more and more benders for me. It led to worse and worse benders for me. It led me doing even more just horrible things that I shouldn't be doing. And that's how deep you get into addiction, that you literally just hurt everybody in your life. And you're digging a hole, man. And I just look back at this, and I will say this, it was never worth it. Like, I look at my sober life now, and the decisions that I've been able to make, and the clarity and the business owned, and just what I've been able to do. And I don't struggle with depression like I once did. I don't struggle with anxiety like I once did. Like, truly living the life that I deserve is amazing. And it's amazing when you're high, you're trying to escape this life that you have, just to realize that you don't have to escape it. Like, if you face all the demons, you clear up your whole entire life, and you start being who you need to be, your life becomes beautiful. And like, it is truly amazing. I mean, hit the like and follow button, comment down below, because I share as real as I can, not to brag or not any of that. I just share because I want to connect with people and let people realize, like, the way my addiction was isn't everybody's addiction. Same how I got sober isn't the same way everyone's going to get sober. But we do go through life, differently as an addict in our obsession and our sickness. But we can heal ourselves if we want to. And that's what it's all about. I mean, for the one out there struggling, if you want my suggestion, how I started, and it may not work for everybody, but I told everybody in my life that I was an addict. I started asking for help. And then I started trying to find what works for me. And it wasn't easy. It was trial and error, NA, AA, inpatient, outpatient rehab, whatever it was, like just trying. And I really went at it one day at a time. And I didn't know what I was doing, man. I stumbled a lot along the way. But this one time, on this last time, 7/25/17, I never relapsed like after it. And I was able to learn so much through it that now I look at my life and I'm like, dude, I from where I was 7 years ago to now is amazing. And I'm like, I wish I would have gotten here sooner. And that's the funny part, man, is I look at my life now and I'm like, I wish I would have gotten here sooner. And so for anybody out there going through it, I do believe in you. You can do it. I got links down below to NA and AA. I got links down below to supplements that can help you through the withdrawals, because you don't have to take on the withdrawals alone. Get into therapy, get into treatment, find why you're medicating, and get the help that you need, because trust me, man, life does get better and you are so worth it.